Boom! And we are live from the cabin in the Margaritaville at Sea Islander. Unfortunately, I was walking around and I couldn't find a quiet enough spot, and I also couldn't find a spot without any unbranded music. So I decided to come back to the cabin to do this Q&A for you guys. So this is basically going to be an hour of Q&A about Margaritaville at sea. Whether you want to ask questions about the Islander, which I'm on right now, or you want to ask questions about the Paradise, which I sailed on last year with my Uncle Brady. So I'm pretty well versed, I would say, in the sailings in Margaritaville, also the ships in Margaritaville. So I'm going to open this up. I'm not going to take you guys around and do a ship tour. If you want to take a look at that, Warmstrong did a mini ship tour yesterday. So go and watch that live if you want to see more of the ship. When I get back, I will be releasing vlogs and things like that. There will be a whole ship tour. There'll be a ship review. There'll be things that I think about the ship, things that I think they could do better, things that they think that they really hit out of the park. But this live is for you guys. I wanted to come on here, give you an hour out of my sea day here to answer all the questions. I know there's so many questions that you guys have. Is the ship worth it? How is it? How's the food? How's the entertainment? How's your room? How's the toilets? No one asked that actually, but you should ask that. And how's the gift shops? How's this and that? So I want to come on here and I want to give you the entire hour to ask me anything you want about Margaritaville at sea. You can also ask me things about Carnival, cruising in general, but really about Margaritaville at sea, because I know so many of you are curious about that. So as we wait, let me see if I could do this here. I am on my phone. So let's see who has come in. Mr. Cruise Nuts. Hello, Cruise Nuts. Welcome in, my friend. Elisa's Adventures in Cruising. Hello, Elisa's Adventures in Cruising. Danny D, the spectacular supporter. Hello. Hey, we got a photo bomb from Mr. Warmstrong. And I was just telling them too. So this, for me, is going to be a live Q&A for everybody that wants to ask questions about Margaritaville at sea. And I told them if they want to see like a mini ship tour, want to see a bit more about the ship, to go and watch your live from yesterday, because you kind of took them around a little bit. So I'm not taking them around. I'm not moving from this spot for
Wi-Fi is not that good.
Today it's cooperating, but Will G, hello. Welcome in, my friend. Cruising family, hello, Nick. Welcome in, my friend. CCA, hello, Chris and Liz. Hello. Let's see. Hello, Mona. Welcome in. I was just telling our friends, Elise is actually in here, who we are going to be hanging out with on Tuesday. So we're going to have a little, not pre-cruise, post-cruise meetup. It won't definitely get as wild, but again, Elisa, you will love Mona. Mona, you'll love Elisa, and you'll love D-Fun, who's coming. It's going to be a really good group of people. And maybe if Warmstrong takes a later flight, maybe he'll be there with us too, but you don't know. But yes, I can't wait. I can't wait to see you, Mona. I already feel like I've met half of the people that I was cruising with or pre-cruising with, pre-meetup with. I feel like I already met them. And Mona, you and I have been talking for, 4 or 5 years now, back from my past job, the fitness influencer. And we've just grown a wonderful relationship. And now that relationship has bonded even closer because now we're cruising buddies. So thank you, Mona. Again, as we always say, it's so hard to get real life friends and family to support your channel. And Mona is definitely one of those supporters for me. So thank you so much. Liz Simon says, I'm going on the 18th. Well, welcome in, Liz. Definitely, Linz, welcome in, and ask any questions you would like. I will answer anything about the Margaritaville at sea, whether it's bad or good, because I want you guys to come on here and know the truth, or know exactly what to expect from my perspective. Again, this is my perspective. So let's see. Okay, we got our first questions. How are the pools? So the pools, there are 2 pools on the Lido deck. Actually, they don't call it the Lido deck. They have different names for all the decks. So the 9th deck, which is where the pool is, there is one pool that is a little bit smaller, and then there is one that is a little bit bigger. Now, even though it's a rainy day today, the pool is filled with kids. There are a lot of kids on this sailing. This is definitely not like an Alaska itinerary where the guests are mostly 55 and over. You have a lot of families. You have a lot of kids. You also have a lot of middle-aged like myself, 35, 25-ish around there. And the pools are filled. The pools are filled. They aren't the smallest. The one in the back is definitely smaller, and I believe the one in the back is filtered seawater, because if you look at that water versus the one in the front, you could tell the one in the front is definitely fresh water, and the one in the back is definitely some kind of filtered seawater. But I think they say that on the website, because I don't know, I guess you can float in some kind of salt water, and it, I don't know, exfoliates the skin. But there are two pools. They're not too small. There is one that is smaller than the other.
The covers now too. They pulled the roof back.
Oh, they did pull. Oh, yeah. We're getting some weather now too, so it's not so bad, but there is definitely some rocking. Myself and Warmstrong, the cruise veterans, we don't even kind of feel it. That's why we slept so well last night, because the boat was rocking us to sleep. But there are some new cruisers I know that are a little affected by the motion of the ocean, as they say. Nate the Great says, "How was the cruise?" Nate, I am impressed. The one word I would say for being on here for less than 24 hours, or about 24 hours, is I am impressed. Now, Margaritaville at Sea definitely cut some corners, and now we have to, we'll talk about the corners that they cut, and now it's kind of coming back. Maybe not to bite them in the butt, but again, just like your regular job, right? Things have to kind of go wrong and things have to break in order for you to know what to fix. Now, if we bring to the attention of Margaritaville at Sea, okay, this needs to be fixed. We need an app. We need, all these things. And a year down the line, there's nothing, or there's no improvements. Okay, now we have to go back on Margaritaville and say, okay, well, let's get with the times here. But as far as like the decor, as far as what they've done to the ship and the renovation, as far as the entertainment and things to do, I mean, there's definitely enough things to do on a sea day. I think this is yesterday, but there's definitely enough to do on a sea day. So I think my first words are, I'm impressed. I'm impressed. Now, I want to see them do some things to the ship to make it a little bit better. But if they listen to us, Margaritaville at Sea, I might be on your other ships that are coming up soon. Cruising Scene, hello, Cruising Scene, welcome in. Danny D says, "Bill, how are you feeling?"
I'm feeling fine, Danny D. I'm doing fine. I'm trying to get something to eat. I went up to the buffet. I went up to the Mexican Cutie Cantina.
Oh yeah.
Trying to get something to eat. I'm not waiting in line 30 people deep to get something from there. So I'm gonna let it die down. It just opened up about noon, so I'm gonna let it die down a little bit before I eat.
Oh yeah, it's noon 20. That's right. And then we'll go up there and we'll get something to eat. You'll see it in my vlogs and stuff like that. So Bill is feeling good. I am feeling good too. Let's see here. Yes, can't wait to see you too. Can't wait to see you. Denise, welcome in. Hello. Cozumel tomorrow. Not so good for the drone footage, pending FYI. Yeah, I think we're gonna get some crappy weather in Cozumel, which might just mean I might stay on the ship. But I think you have Paradise Beach, right?
I booked it, so we'll see how that works out.
You guys know all about Paradise Beach. Addicted to ships and trips. Welcome in. Welcome in. Denise reminding everyone to hit that thumbs up. Denise, yes.
Thank you, Denise. I'll make sure I hit it right now.
Denise, we need to give you one of those little blue wrenches. I'm on it. I'm on it. I'll get my manager to give you a little blue wrench. Are there things for toddlers other than the kids club? That is a great question. Okay, so toddlers. There is one section technically called the hangout. It's really kind of one lounge. There are little sections in there where, there's obviously games and toys for infants, where there's like pool tables and air hockey maybe for the adolescents. But that's a great question. Other than the kids clubs, I don't really know too much about the kids clubs, but I do know that there is a hangout that is located on deck 3, right behind the Havana Sports Bar. So it's actually, and it's also right next to the arcade too as well. So the arcade, if you're holding the toddler and playing some games too, the arcade may be something for you guys to do. But again, I know you're kind of asking for maybe when mom and dad have their own time, if there's a kids club or something else for the kids to do. So that is a 110% great question. I would check out the Hangout on your first day, see exactly what they have there, see exactly what they're offering there. I know there was about 2 or 3 workers in there, you know, working with all the kids, hanging out with all the kids. So I'm sure they have different, you know, age ranges. You know, how old is your toddler? 2 to 5, you know, go over in this section. 5 to 10, go in this section. You know, 7
They have, I think they started 3 to 5.
3 to 5. Okay, so 3
to 1 to 2, it doesn't like to have a spot for you.
Okay.
3 to 5.
There you go.
6 to 9, 10 to 12, 13 to 17.
So under 3, yeah. So let's see. Looks like y'all had a great meetup the other night. It was a crazy meetup. It was a crazy meetup.
We don't talk about that meetup anymore.
There's videos out there. You guys can.
We don't talk about it anymore.
It got crazy. Let's see. Where did you eat? Buffet or specialty dining? So actually neither of those yet. I haven't either eaten at a specialty dining. Tonight we have, or Warmstrong has the steakhouse booked. If I can get my butt in a reservation next to Warmstrong, I will also be joining him and I will vlog that, and I'm sure he'll vlog that too. The buffet, I kind of looked at the buffet. I vlogged it a little bit yesterday, but there wasn't anything too appetizing on the buffet. So instead I actually went to Cheeseburger in Paradise, which is a step up from the Cheeseburger in Paradise on the Paradise, Margaritaville at Sea Paradise. Definitely a step up for me. I went there yesterday, and then I took myself out to dinner to the main dining room because I think that they have a really good menu. They had a specialty menu which had like 4 or 5 different items that change every day. It's a rotating menu every day. And also I was let known that the bigger menu also changes every day. Slight changes, but there is a specialty menu that they give you every day. That's, I guess, let's say tomorrow when we're in Cozumel, it may be a little bit more Mexican themed, things like that. The food that I had in the main dining room was great. I think I would probably give it an 8 out of 10 overall. I had, what did I have yesterday? I had the real deal tortilla soup. I had ahi tuna, the raw ahi tuna for appetizers. I then got a strip loin steak, which was good. And then, even though I don't get desserts for you guys, I reviewed a chocolate ice box mousse cake or something like that, but it was definitely super rich. I had about a few bites, but overall the meal was about an 8. But let me tell you, the service and the waiters and the bar staff, everybody in there, I would give them 20 stars if I could. Everybody was so happy, everybody was so welcoming, and I know that this is an inaugural cruise, so it's like their first week on their contract for some of them. They just picked some of them up in Fort Lauderdale too as well, so there is a lot of newer crew on this ship. However, I got into a conversation last night with my waiter, and he was telling me about some of the rules that they have on Margaritaville at Sea that is vastly different from Carnival or Royal. So they actually instill a way of life for their crew, right? They don't work as long hours. They don't have as long shifts. There aren't as many rules as them like walking around in guest areas. Obviously, they have to have in a guest area. Also, too, as well, they can also stand on some of the lines, most of the officers, but they can stand on the food lines just like a regular guest, and they don't have to wait in a separate line or go to the back of the line. So for me, I think it really starts with your workers. So the way that you treat your workers, it transforms to the guest. So I asked him, I said, why too many rules and expectations for us? They just want us to make the guests happy. So whatever it takes to make the guests happy, if it's an extra piece of cake or if it's an extra cup of coffee. Denise says, cruise life ski on his personal. Welcome in. Denise says, we love Paradise Beach, but booked Mr. Sancho's for October. You guys should do a comparison video, find some older footage from Paradise Beach and do a Paradise Beach versus Mr. Sancho's. That's a little idea for you. A little free idea for you, Denise. Let's see here. Gee, thanks. Yes, a blue wrench for you. I'm surprised I didn't have a blue wrench already. I don't want to mess anything up, so I will do it right after this. But yes, you were always a mod in my mind anyway. I know you're always looking out for me. Yes, manager's on it. So Addicted to Ships and Strips says, so is it worth me flying out of the UK to jump on the Islander? I think it would be worth it for you to fly from the UK, to jump on the Islander, and also maybe look at a back-to-back, or they call it a side-by-side, not a back-to-back, but a side-by-side with another ship here in Tampa. Ironically enough, even though this is a Spirit-class ship, this is a Costa rebrand, and a Costa Atlantica, this is the Costa Atlantica of the Spirit class for Costa. It is the biggest ship going out of Tampa right now. So I would start maybe with the Islander and then maybe go to, I think MSC has a ship here. I think Royal has a ship here too as well. I know Carnival has a ship here. So I would definitely look at one of those, because flying for the UK for 4 days, I mean, I thought I was crazy flying from Arizona for 4 days to Florida. So I know UK is definitely further than that. I would look into a side-by-side to at least make it worth your time and your money and your efforts. But as far as vlogging, and especially for your channel, Addicted to Ships and Trips, I think it would be great. And honestly, the sooner the better, because once this month goes on, there's going to be so much content on Margaritaville, Islander, and even people that are going on the Paradise now are trying to get in that algorithm too, to get in the Margaritaville bucket, or people are just constantly watching Margaritaville. Oh, another one of my personal family and friends. Hello, Luciano. Hope you are having a great Saturday, my friend. Hope you didn't get any pink eye from your dog sitting on your pillow. JK, I saw that picture. Yes, actually, I just bought this for myself right before. It's kind of like one of those, the AC is pumping in certain parts of the ship. So as I'm walking around, I'm like, ooh, I'm really cold. Then I get to the bar and I'm like, ooh, I'm hot. And then I get, oh, I'm cold in my room. Oh, I'm hot out here. So I just decided to brand myself with a little Margaritaville. It's kind of like that Aztec pattern, but I like it. Oh, let's see. Hello, God. Oh, Larry Plump Traveler. Hello, Larry. Welcome in. Larry and Ananda, actually. She is there. Hello. Lizette says, things to do in Key West for 2 adults and... Ooh, so actually, I don't know what time you port in Key West. However, I know a lot of the cruise ships port early in Key West, and not a lot of things are open in Key West that early. So I'm not actually sure, but if you know, let me know what time you're docking in Key West, and that will determine a lot. Can you walk to the beach? I'm pretty sure you can walk to some water or some ocean front or something down there in Key West, 110%. But right as you get off the pier there and the port there's going to be a ton of shops. Again, it really depends on what time that they're open. But right out at the port, if I remember correctly, there is a really good ice cream gelato shop. I forget the name of it, but there's only one there. It's definitely try some of the gelato and that ice cream, because I'm not even a sweets guy. I don't even remember who I was with, but I had a bite of theirs, and I actually went in and got my own. It is still there. I know it's still there. But that's also a great question too. And again, if any of you guys have questions, I know Elisa had a bunch of questions too. Definitely pop them in, pop them up. Here's another great question. You are awesome. You are awesome. Is there open dining times or assigned dining times? Let's talk about this. So we were wondering this yesterday, and I went to, I was actually thinking about going to the dining room, and I saw your favorite couple. A lot of you guys might know your favorite couple, and we got to talking, and I said, oh, what are you guys doing? They said, oh, you're just kind of walking around waiting for the dining room, and there's no anything like that. You go up to the dining room. So I said, oh, okay, so you guys are... Not a wallet. It was a beeper. So if you remember like Chili's or Applebee's, where they would say, oh, you got a 20-minute wait, and then they give you this antiquated beeper. Well, guess what, Margaritaville at sea, it's time to get up with the times and get us an app so we can check in instead of walking around with a beeper. And the stipulation with the beeper is you can only be on deck 3, which is where the dining room is, deck 4, and you can't go past the flip-flop. Because if you go past the flip-flop, it's not going to work, and you're not going to know when your dining time is. So I was, and they had told me, your favorite couple, they had told me that they were waiting by the time that I saw them about 20 minutes, and we had at least another 20-minute conversation. I didn't even realize what time it actually was, and I went and I said, oh, what time do you guys close? And she said 9 o'clock. I said, oh, okay, cool, I'll be back. I walked out of the dining room. It was 8:49. I said, oh. I walked back and I said, I don't want to be that guy because I've definitely worked in food and service before. Can I check in for the dining room? Oh, yeah, absolutely. So I didn't get any beeper. I got sat immediately. I'm not saying to go at 10 minutes before they close, but they also didn't kick anybody out. They were in there probably until 10 o'clock. They also had some social media people in there. If you are a high enough social media person and you're, whatever, you get a blue wristband and you're walking around. And I will have to say, okay, so this is the other thing that I want to say about vloggers. The staff on this ship has been very privy to the fact that people are vlogging, people are recording. I mean, people in the dining room, waiters, were waiting for people to finish their videos, my server included. I was doing a menu, kind of, not a menu review, but I was reading the menu to you guys and showing you guys. And he was standing with my appetizer with his hand behind his back, like away from me. And then he came up, he said, oh, I saw you were shooting a video, sir. I didn't want to, interrupt or anything. So how considerate. Like, obviously everybody's human being. That's why I like the crew a lot, to treat them like human beings. But again, what consideration from another human being to, not get in the video? Even though if he got in the video, I would have put him as part, and, I don't edit anything out. I'm just raw and real, and I give it to you guys exactly how it is. So, but I thought that was good. But it is open dining time. You would go, again, if you go with the really busy times, you might get one of those beepers, and it might be like a 30 to 40-minute wait. So that's the only drawback that I say, you kind of have to get up at the time, walk around and wait for my dinner for 45 minutes. Yeah. But great question. Oh my God. Great question. Thank you, Larry. Appreciate that for coming on in. Keep seeing the little circle, but I'm sure you guys can still hear me. So Will from Together We Travel. Hello, Will. Welcome in. How has the food been? The food has been surprisingly really good. The dining room, again, was really good. I think the cheeseburger on Paradise, and I said this on my review, Warmstrom doesn't agree with me. However, I think the cheeseburger on Paradise on the Islander is better than some of the guys' burgers on Carnival. Not all of them. I know it's very the guys' burgers depend on the ship that you're going on, because I've gone on some ships where the guys' burgers are better than other guys' burgers. Like the Miracles guys' burgers, phenomenal. Elation's guys' burgers, or not the Elation. Whatever one I went on Keone with Keone. That guy's burgers was absolutely awful. So I know it goes hand in hand by the ships, but I'm going to go out and say that cheeseburger in Paradise on the Islander is better than most Carnival guys' burgers. Will G says, can't go wrong with either. That's right. Hello, everybody. Paradise is more lax. Yeah, you're right about that. That's for dang sure. Let's see here. Question, Scott, does it feel like you are on a Carnival ship, or does it feel like you're on a completely different ship after just coming off the Miracle? So that is also a really good question. I sort of kind of feel like I went to sleep on the Miracle and I woke up on the Miracle 2.0. Now, it's not as crazy designs and decorations because it's all Jimmy Buffett themed. But if you look, that it's a frequent cruiser. Let's just say this. when they started this dry dock, what they did to all the rooms is they gutted all of the rooms down to the floors, which I think was so smart because, again, the beds look different. Even the sofa behind me, like, look at the sofa. That's not that old anti-sofa from the 80s that Carnival has, that, you know, they all have. So they definitely rebranded this entire room and this entire ship. Now, there are some corners that they cut, like I was talking before. They gutted everything down to the floor, but I didn't mention the bathrooms because they didn't gut the bathrooms. All they did was basically put some new soaps, Jimmy Buffett branded soaps on the wall, so you don't have those like candy dispensers. You actually have soap pumps, and they put a new shower curtain. But pretty much, you walk in there and you're like, oh my god, it's like I'm in a Carnival bathroom because the vanity, everything it just screams Carnival. Now, what I will say, by cutting those corners, there are a little bit of plumbing issues for certain toilets and certain levels of the ship. Deck 7, I know, what's their names? Oh, this Cruise Life, Rocky and Mark, they're on this ship, and I ran into them last night, and they were telling me about how their toilet had no, it was just sucking air. There was no water in there. So they had to go down to guest services, and they weren't the only people, because 3 doors down, not the band, 3 doors down, there was a lady, there was a family, actually, just 3 of them, and their toilet overflowed. And it was like, not they didn't go to the bathroom and it overflowed. It just started overflowing. So the water was kind of coming out, and they had to go in there with a wet and dry vac. Somebody else halfway down also said their toilet was not flushing. They were pressing the button and it wasn't flushing. So these kinds of corners that they cut are kind of now coming back to like bite them in the butt. And some of the things that they might not have, let's just say, gutted completely, maybe showing their age. There was also another incident yesterday where a piece of the ceiling from the Lido deck actually flew down, and it kind of grazed one of the people that are in our group. I believe she's okay, but yeah, that was crazy. It happened within like 2 seconds. It boom, came down. Yeah, it was crazy. So I mean, there are definitely some things on the ship that are showing the wear and tear, but the things that they did gut, I give them a thumbs up. I just say, the corners that Margaritaville tried to cut, let's think about those corners next time, because it could just be save you guys time and money and all of the complaints if you just would have gutted everything from the room and started over. So, but hey, great question. So are there 2 differences between the 2 Moss ships? Yes, also a great question. So the real big difference between this ship and the Paradise is that this ship grew up. So now you feel like this is finally what we've been waiting for, the grown-up version. Because if you go on the Paradise, it feels like a kid version. And I don't mean that there's kids running around. Obviously, there's kids on both ships. But it's the baby version of what Margaritaville envisioned. Now, they brought this Costa Atlantica, the Moss Islander, and now it feels like Margaret friends yesterday, 5 or 6 new ships. As long as everything continues to go, it's also a test for them to see how well and how reciprocal people were to try the Islander after their experience with the Paradise. And for me, I was excited so I could do a side-by-side and like compare and tell you guys, the difference between them. And there are definitely huge differences. This is in a complete different ballpark. I think that they now have put themselves with some of the bigger cruise companies to compete. Of course, revenue-wise, I don't think they're going to compete yet, but they're putting themselves there to compete. And now with these bigger ships, the 3rd one coming, the 4th one coming, we might start seeing Margaritaville in a couple of years be one of the cruise companies that are really, climbing the ladder, depending on how the other cruise companies are doing too. Great question, though. Great question. Fancy seeing you here. Hello, Andrew. I missed you somewhere, but oh, there we go. Right above. Embarkation Nation. Hello, Embarkation Nation. 12 p.m. Oh, that's actually really good. 12 to 6. So I think you'll get a lot of okay, so Key West, definitely bars that are open. You can definitely take your drink with you, which is one of the cool things about Key West. You can kind of walk with it with a beer or something like that. It's in a like a brown paper bag, but again, you can definitely walk with a beer or walk with a daiquiri, margarita, whatever. And then there's the shops will definitely be open by 12 o'clock. Normally, when I go to Key West, they do something like 8 in the morning to like 11:30. And everybody's like opening up as you guys are, everybody's trying to go back to the ship. So 12 to 6. That's pretty good for the Islander. They definitely paid some money for that. So I hope you enjoy that. I'll definitely be looking forward to some of your vlogs too. If you put out some videos and some vlogs, Linz, I'll definitely be looking for sure. I am interested in that. Scott McNeil, hello Scott, good afternoon. Anthony on the move, hello Anthony, welcome in. Let's see here. The beeper said, Sheldon's like, yeah, we can't move past the flip-flop. What you mean you can't move past the flip-flop? He's like, then we won't know when our dinner's ready. I said, what did we just check into a Chili's or an Applebee's? Like, oh my God. Oh God. The food was decent. I would say even more than decent. I would give the food about an 8 out of 10 so far. I am definitely going to go to different restaurants today in my C-Day vlog after this live to try some of the different food venues. I also found a Bubbles Up Lounge, which is kind of like if you've ever been on the XL class ships, they have that mermaid lounge or the drink where they put the bubble in. I saw somebody have like a little bubble in their drink, so I'm going to go try some of those drinks. And I'm trying specialty drinks now. I mean, like, who am I now? I mean, somebody says no pants. Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't you say it. Does a cheeseburger in paradise from does a cheeseburger from Cheeseburger in Paradise taste like a cheeseburger in paradise, or does a cheeseburger in paradise taste like a cheeseburger in paradise? It tastes like a really good cheeseburger, I have to say, and they have all the accoutrements that you could ever want. So they got pickles, they got lettuce, they got onions, so they all ask you. And also you see all the meat and they press them all down and you could see it. I love it. I love it. Fresh burgers, fresh burgers. Hello, Najuma. Welcome in. Happy Saturday. Yeah, I was so impressed. And now they are privy to the fact that if you're walking around with one of those blue wristbands, it means you're social media, it means you're an influencer, it means, you know, you're a TikToker. So I'm sure the staff has definitely been trained on that to like, hey, if they got a blue wristband on, they're going to be filming, so, you know, be a little courteous. But again, like, what consideration and what thought process had to go into that to train their staff or tell their staff that hey, this is going to be a heavily vlogged cruise or heavily documented cruise, because everybody is trying to document the inaugural things that are happening and getting all of the content out before anybody else gets it out. So super good. And I told my waiter, I said, tomorrow when I'm in here, if you're just bring my stuff and I'll put you in the video. And I found out he's got a very small channel too in Indonesia, and he does some things about touring Indonesia and things like that. So I thought that was pretty cool, but super courteous of them to wait. And it's not just the wait staff, it's, everybody too, even the people that are, out and about, they see you in the video, they try to like get out of the way. Guests too, but really the crew has been really considerate about that. Yum cheeseburgers. It's very controversial, it is. Several videos say the Paradise burgers taste better than the guys. I don't know if I would go on the Paradise cheeseburger in Paradise on the Paradise, because I had that, and there is a review on my page of that cheeseburger in Paradise, and that burger was pretty dry. However, I will say that wasn't their inaugural sailing, but it was definitely when they were a newer ship. So do we give them the excuse for their burgers to be dry? I mean, I guess so. I haven't tried them in 2024, so maybe they did an improvement on the cheeseburger in Paradise on the Margaritaville at Sea Paradise. But I will say that the cheeseburger in Paradises on the Islander are better, in my opinion, than some of the guys' burgers on Carnival. Hands down. That burger was delicious yesterday. Delicious. And the fries, I got new fries. They were crispy. I mean, they had some seasoning on them. They were... Is there room service available? That's actually a good question. That I don't even know. So let's take a look here. Is there room service? I hadn't even thought about that. Room service. Does it? No, it doesn't look like there's room service. It really doesn't. I mean, I feel like they put it on here, right? Friends dining. No, no. Things are open a little bit later, but yeah, I don't think there's room service. I will check that out today. So that is a good question. I want to go down to guest services and ask them because there's no app, so you have to refer to this. And I love the paper. I know Warmstrong doesn't love the paper, but they don't always put everything on here too. There's some things that they have to improve. So Liz, I will definitely find out for you if there is room service. That is, you are asking some amazing questions. Are there a dress-up night or white party? I believe there is a formal night. It's not too formal. It's more casual formal because, as you know, Jimmy Buffett was, flip-flops and shorts. And, that's kind of the vibe that you get here on Margaritaville. Like, there's no rules on Margaritaville. When I say there's no rules, I'm not saying that you can go to a bar and punch somebody in the face. Not like you would, but they're very lax about, the way that you dress and, the drinks and things like that. So that's kind of Margaritaville at theme. Margaritaville at Sea's theme is kind of make the guest happy. So I believe that there is tomorrow is a formal night, but they don't really, enforce it. It's not like if you're not wearing dress pants and shoes, you can't get into the dining room. So I have a little button up tomorrow. It's not crazy, but I always do try to throw on like a dress shirt or something like that for a formal night or elegant night. As far as a white party, I haven't seen a white party. There was there was some kind of dance something up on the deck last night. It was like a 70s night or something like that, but there weren't a lot of people up there last night. So I don't think it was like a big thing. But as the days go on, again, I can't see what's happening tomorrow. I can't see what's happening the next day. So this is kind of all new for for me and for everybody that's on the ship. But, they don't put anything as like, oh, look forward for tomorrow. This is, if anybody from Margaritaville at Sea Islanders listening, it would be nice to see like, preview for tomorrow, white night party. So great, man. Lynn, you're asking some amazing questions. These are great. I'm sorry if I can't answer them all for you, but again, it's just, I'm going through this and I'm just trying to share as much as I can with you guys in real time, raw and real without, any of the BS. Yes, knock on wood. It hasn't been ours, but there have been tons of people complaining about the toilets and flushing and plumbing issues and things like that. And again, that's from them cutting corners on not gutting the bathrooms. So they should have gut the bathrooms for sure. Let's see. Hello, Betty. Welcome in. Hello, Betty J. Gathers. Let's see. I cannot be controlled with a flip-flop. Right? Isn't that crazy? Like they give you the beeper and they're like, well, you can stay on deck 3 and 4, but you can't go past the flip-flop. It's like, so I can only get a drink at the Bubbles in the atrium? Like, that's it? Out of your 13 bars here, I'm limited to 2 because I got a beeper? Come on, people. Get an app. It's 2024. Get an app. There's no app. Is there a theater show? Yes, though there is a big theater, and then right next to it is a smaller little lounge or a theater. So if you've seen any of my Miracle videos, you would see that big theater there, and then that Mad Hatter's theater where I took you guys, and there was all trippy looking statues and things. So it resembles exactly that, except it's not Mad Hatter. So you have a big show lounge, big theater on one side. I think it's called Stars on the Water. And then right next to it, there is another lounge called, what's it called? It's called, oh, the Coral Reef. That's right. You go down there and there's like some coral reefs on the wall, and like it's all different glass like shaped coral reef. And that's kind of where they have the bingo, they have the comedy club and things like that. But today, now that you ask about the show, this is probably the best show in all of Margaritaville offered on any of the ships. So tonight there is a show called, let's see, where is it? It's called like Honky Tonk or something like that. Honky Tonk. But that is definitely a show not to be missed. Oh, I can't find it because I'm looking at yesterday's. But there's one called the Honky Tonk, and today I am not missing that. They only have one showing here, oddly enough. It's at 9 o'clock. So the 9 o'clock showing is for everybody. They do that because the dining room closes technically at 9, so everybody can make the one showing. But tonight, the Honky Tonk show is one not to be missed. They say that is like even better than some of the Carnival, even better some Royal, Norwegian. They say that they knock it out of the park with the Honky Tonk. So Linz, when you're on here next week too as well, check out the Honky Tonk. I think it's offered the second day of your cruise. Honky Tonk, Honky Tonk. I'll try to get some of it too, but you know, I try to respect the performers too, and I try not to get the entire performance. Because that leaves nothing on the. If you came in, you're like, oh well, I saw the whole Honky Tonk on Scott's Live or Scott's. I'll get a little bit of the text duplicate. Oh yes, no, I'm saying the burgers from the Paradise Burger on the Islander. Yes, definitely better than I would say most of the guys' burgers. The burger I had yesterday, I really enjoyed. You'll see it in part of my vlog, but I ate the entire thing. The first bite was so juicy you could see it. Like I'm like, wow. And he even asked me if I wanted pickles, and I don't like pickles, so he didn't put the pickles on, and I didn't have to take them off myself. Oh my God, I love it. Love it. I love Indonesia. Scott, will you please send me channel info? I will. I absolutely will. 110%. He will really like that. He's such a nice guy too. Such a nice guy. His name is Krishna. Krishna. Krisna. That's not his YouTube name, but that's his real name. I'll find out his YouTube name and I'll text it to you, Keisha. Burgers are comparable to guys. That's what Warmstrong said yesterday. He didn't say they were better. They were comparable. In my opinion, again, everybody can have their own opinion. Controversial cruising, right? I can have my opinion. Warmstrong can have his opinion. My opinion, I think that they're better than, I would say, 50% of the guys' burgers. Because again, that is subject to the ship that you're going on. Some of the ships have better guys' burgers than others. I can't figure it out why, but it is what it is. Maybe I might have another burger today. Actually, no, there's other things that I got to try. I got to try that Mexican cutie cantina. There's other restaurants I got to try for you guys. It is, they say it's an upcharge. It is not an upcharge. So and hello CB Hot NFL, welcome in. It is not an upcharge. So cheeseburgers in Paradise is completely free. The pizza on this ship is also completely free. It's called Frank and Lola's. Now, what I will say is Frank and Lola's on the Paradise, Margaritaville at Sea Paradise, is a upcharge and a charged for restaurant. I also have a review of that on my page too. Last year I went with my own, would match up with the pizza here on the Islander, and it's the same Frank and Lola's. It's the same Frank and Lola's. However, they give you a small, same cheese pull. And I don't want to say doughy, not doughy, that's the wrong word. But like it's thick, right? Whereas if you've ever went on Carnival before, here's your pizza. It's like this with a little bit of cheese. And you're eating paper. You're eating paper. But not here. The pizza, Frank and Lola's, free. The cheeseburger in Paradise, free. Mexican cutie cantina, which is just like Blue Iguana Cantina on Carnival, all free. Main dining room is also free. I believe that the only two paid for restaurants on this are called Island Eats, which is comparable to Steakhouse, I believe is another paid for. Well, I know it's a paid for option, but very comparable to Carnival Steakhouse because it's only $49.99, and I know Carnival's is also $49.99. So we'll see how it matches up, I guess, to the Carnival Steakhouse tonight. But yeah, let's see. Hold on. Island Eats, Tiki Grill. And then there's another place called Tiki Grill too, which I guess you can compare it to Street Eats because the only thing they have is like wings and I think some fries or something like that. So, but again, it's paid for. I think the wings are like you get 12 of them for $10 or something like that, or 6 of them for $12. I didn't look, but like specialty paid for dining options here on the Islander. There are 12 different places to eat, including those paid for places, and 13 different bars on this ship. So definitely a lot of things to check out on the ship as far as eating and drinking and things like that and having fun. Are the gratuities included in the rate or daily charges like other lines? So unfortunately, like they don't have an app, so we can't really tell. However, I'm expecting like Carnival does on the last day, they just put it on your sign and sale for, whatever it may be, X amount of dollars, $17 a day or something like that. And they just group it and hit your card at the end. There also was no opportunity for me to do a cash account. I usually try to do a cash account, one, so I avoid that hold and that $200 or $100 they take off your card. And also so I can budget myself. So I go to the kiosk and I just put the money in on Carnival and I know how much I'm spending. I know how much I'm gambling, but there's no kiosk that Armstrong and I have found yet. I mean, you got to go up to the purser's desk or the guest services desk and ask them, what my account balance is at. Can you print it out? Like, it's just very antiquated for me. So I don't really know that answer for 110%, but I am assuming that they're going to put the gratuity charge on at the last day and put it on my bill and charge my card that's on file. Let's see. Is there one place that's open to eat late night, like a pizza or something open after 10 p.m., probably when the buffet is closed? Yes. So last night, the only place opened after the nightclub closed or as the nightclub was closing was Frank and Lola's, which was the pizza. However, I will say, even though I went up there and I thought there was going to be a long line, there was probably only about 9 people online, and they had somebody handing out the slices. They also had somebody cutting them, and they had 2 people making the pizzas. So they were pumping out pizzas for sure. And I got my pizza maybe in like 8 minutes, and it was good. But I also looked for a late night buffet. Armstrong stayed on the line, and I kind of went around the buffet to see if there was anything open, if there was anything else. And last night, as far as I saw, there was nothing else offered later than like 11 o'clock, except for the pizza. I will check it out tonight. I'm hopeful maybe that they do some kind of late night buffet, especially for the younger crowd, like it is the 25, 35 that do stay up till 1, 2 a.m. in the nightclub. It would be kind of nice to have something other than just pizza. But if there is just pizza, it's definitely good pizza. So let's see. Yeah. Crossman 2K, welcome in. Also another new name. Do you know how much they charge for the pool cabanas? That is also a really good question too. I do not. I would assume that it is one flat rate per day. I do sense of how rainy it was going to be. There was somebody sitting under the pool cabanas, and they were like covered up in a blanket. So I'm like, oh, that's a horrible way to spend your cabana money, just curled up in a blanket. But I don't know exactly how much. If Armstrong, if you are on a website or you can kind of find out. We'll give you the information, but I really don't know how much the pool cabanas are. I'm also, for me too, Crossman, I'm not really a lamp by the pool kind of guy. So I'm not really one to, be too interested in, beach chairs or cabanas or clamshells. I'm more of a get up and go. I like to be here. I like to be there. I like to do this. I like to do that. And for a cabana, you rent it for the entire day, and you feel like if you're not there for a good part of the day, then you've wasted that money, right? Like, why rent a cabana for 1 hour, to get up, and, you know, go do other activities. So that's why I feel like, you know, when you do the cabanas, it's kind of restricting, but I know that a lot of people love to lay out by the pool and have drinks by the pool, and cabanas are definitely for a lot of people, but just not for me. That's why I haven't really had too much interest in it. But great question. Tonight's dress code is coastal country elegance, whatever that is. So there you go, coastal country elegance. Again, it's a very lax way. It's Jimmy Buffett ship, so it's a very Jimmy Buffett way of life here, right? If you want to dress up, you can. If not, it doesn't matter. You know, fins up and just have a good time. So that's also kind of why I'm liking that, because that's kind of my personality. I love to make people happy. I love to have conversations. I love to interact with people, and you know, that cruise is really bringing a lot of that for me, along with the laid back kind of vibes. You know, you do what you want. Go to the buffet, and then we meet up later at the nightclub, and we show each other pictures. You know, that's my type of way. Doing great answering questions. Thanks. I'm glad I was looking up videos and it showed your live was starting in 5 minutes. Glad I was here. People have only posted the first day so far. Thank you so much, Lindsay. I really do appreciate that. And I am definitely doing my best. But again, you know, I'm always transparent on my channel. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. I'm not gonna do any of that. I'm gonna share it in real time. And if I don't know the answer, you know, I'm gonna go back in this live stream and I'm going to get all these questions and answers, and I'm going to answer them for you. You know, I'm going to go down to guest services. I'm going to answer those questions. I may not come on another live, but I may do a video, or I may do something else like that where I can really get to these questions, because those type of questions are the questions that people have, and not just yourself, right? You're asking really good questions, but these are the questions that everybody has about this ship. And that's why I wanted to come on and do this Q&A and not just take you around a ship tour and things like that. You'll see the ship tour on my page. Of course, you can go to other creators and see the ship tour, but I wanted to give you guys a real hour of my time and answer as much as I can about this ship, because I know you guys are curious. Can't stop. I'm gonna take a sip for that. Cheers. This is actually an overnight tequila too, by the way. One of my favorite things to do, and I don't know, this is just me. I'm weird. I'll get like a really strong drink at night, like a really strong drink. I'll take a few sips, and usually it will sit over there, and then by the morning I'll have some ice in it, and after my coffee I'm ready to go. I don't have to go to the bar. I don't have to go to anything. So I got like a triple shot tequila last night, and yeah, that's what we're working on. The soda's a little flat, but that's okay. I'm very non-sugary, so if it's just flat soda and a bunch of tequila with a little bit of dehydrated limes in there, your boy is ready to go. No, you are not taking over the chat. I want you to ask as many questions as possible. First of all, I love everybody that comes here, but I love to see new names, right? That is one of the reasons why we are vloggers and why we are cruise content creators, right? For moments like this, when I get to meet somebody, I mean, that right there just lights me up. It lights me up. And whether you take over the chat, whether you're asking 9 million questions, it doesn't matter to me. You know, I'll even stay here longer and answer questions for you guys, because, you know, if you guys really want to know, I want to give you guys the answer. Let me tell you what my phone is at. No, let's not do that. I don't want to mess with the live. Please do not be sorry. Do not be sorry. Ask all the questions, and I am going to answer as many as I can. How full is the sailing? The sailing is full. I believe it is fully sold out, especially with the offers that are offered to all the social media people. I mean, you see so many people on social media like walking around with these bracelets, and that's another reason. Okay, like I'm gonna be transparent again with you guys, right? Because I always am. For me, you're never gonna see it. I don't care how big my channel gets or how small my channel stays. You're never gonna see me take a media deal or a media package where I'm for. Will I say positive things if the positive things are positive? 100%. But you're not going to give me a free room. You're not going to give me onboard credit. You're not going to give me a free drink package for me to come on your ship and boast about your ship. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I will pay my way. I'll find a friend that has a casino deal and we'll get on for $100. But I'm not going to come up here and be bought for my opinion. I'm not going to do that, right? This is my channel, right? Because in a way, they kind of get special treatment, and I don't want special treatment, right? I want to come on here and I want to be as truthful as possible, controversial as possible, but I want to be as truthful as possible for you guys. And I don't believe that 100% of your social media influencers and your social media content creators are being truthful to you. Okay, and that's my little rant. I'm not going to name any names. We're not going to go down any routes. I mean, you're not going to get any of that from me. I'm saying as a whole, content creators, and even let's go past cruising, right? Hotel content creators, travel bloggers, travel everything, right? Fishing bloggers, right? They get all free stuff, right? For their opinion. Some of them, depending on how big your channel is, right? You influencers, you get so package. Unboxing Poppy, oh my God, right? You're like, hey, that for me. Off the June 14th yesterday, because I think Warmstrong has the only copy that we have. You can go down to the guest services and get another one, which I'm going to, but I think he's got the one from today. Conky Tom, thank you very much. Hello, everyone in the room. Hello. Scratching Pete, hello. Yes, Conky Tonkin at sea. So it's definitely that cowboy western kind of honky tonk. So you guys will see. But apparently, not apparently, it is the best show that is offered by Margaritaville at sea. Hands down. Please do not be sorry. What are your thoughts on cruise control beta? Cruise control, I know it's new, but certainly could be a little better. What are your thoughts on cruise control? I'm not sure I understand the question. This is a good question, but Linz, help me understand it a little bit better. What are your thoughts about cruise control beta? Elaborate on that a little bit more down in the chat, and I will come back to that and I'll answer that for sure. She says, I know that it's new, so maybe something that I don't even know about, but it may be one of those things where I don't know the actual name, but if you explain it in like layman's terms, I'll be like, oh yeah. But it's certainly something that could be better. Okay, so just clarify down in the chat, and I will definitely get back to that. Oh my God, you don't like pickles? Our friendship is over. No, I don't like any pickles. Pickles and cucumbers. No go for me. Warm Strong, say thanks, Linz, for being here. Thank you very much. Yes. Larry says hello. Hope you are all liking the new ship. Really? Honestly, I am. I'm impressed. I really am impressed. PK Adventures. Mr. Ryan. Did I say Larry? I'm sorry. Ryan. Linz, have they explained why there are fuel charges in Palm Beach and not Tampa? Not complaining, but why does it exist only down south? So there are certain rules for that port of West Palm Beach, and I know that this question has come up a lot. It's not just a Moss Paradise thing. I know a lot of people say, oh, that's a way for the Paradise to make extra money. It's some kind of weird county of West Palm Beach that now I believe that there's only one ship, much smaller home port. So a lot of it is too big. Their ship is too big. Addicted to chips and chips, most tasteless pizza. But Mr. Warmstrong was on MSC, and I've also heard from is their pizza. They may not have ketchup, but they do pizza really well. And you would figure that because they're a European Italian brand. So I mean, hopefully you do pizza well. But I've heard that that's the best pizza at sea. I guess up for debate. But last night's pizza was pretty good. Last night from Frank and Lola's, really good. To the gratuity question, I called and you have to put a credit card on the room. You have to. There's no cash account, which like, can't put $400 on my, it's the same thing as my debit card. It's cash. No, you can't. What? Okay. I called, and you have to put a credit card or debit card on the room. Also, you can prepay the gratuities if you call customer service number, Lens. Oh, man. The 3 times I had to call there, I only had one fast experience. The other 2, I just wanted to take a sharp pencil and poke it through my eyeballs. The customer service on the ship versus the customer service on that 800 number, night and day. We're Warmstrong and I are going to go into a whole live about that. Customer service on the ship versus customer service on that 1-800 number. Completely different. The customer service on the ship is great. But yeah, you can definitely prepay those gratuities like any line. I didn't prepay the gratuities, so I'm kind of, I guess, up for a surprise to see what they charge me at the end of 4 days, but that's okay. They deserve it. Okay. For featured ship to ship for A2S, and okay, all right. We'll be looking out for sure. Hello, the Island Boy. Welcome in. The internet is not the absolute best. I will say, out of all of the days, I think today is the best day. Warmstrong actually has internet today. Yesterday, I didn't have a problem with the internet, but I know the guest service line was longer than this ship, and everybody was complaining about the Wi-Fi. I know Warmstrong also didn't have a very good Wi-Fi connection yesterday, so it's kind of been in and out for me. Luckily, we've been good. I don't know. Maybe the internet gods like me. If anyone has been to the Margaritaville Beach Resort, the decor theme carries on the ship. Yes, it does. Trust me, just from looking at the videos and the photos from the ship, of the ship, been to a resort several times. It does. It really resembles that. And again, they're embodying that Jimmy Buffett type of lifestyle and type of theme. You see a lot of parrots. Like I mentioned to Warmstrong yesterday, we have a cover on our bed. It's a sheet, but it's a cover to cover your bed. And I thought there were stains on it. I looked last night, and I was like, oh my God, there's stains on my bed. There were parrots. They're like engraved parrots, or not engraved. They're sewn in like parrots on every single 3 inches away from each other, and it's a parrot pattern. What? Duh, Jimmy Buffett, parrot head, so cool. Hey, this is Josh from Adventures Ahead. Hello, Real Dead. Hello, Josh. Hope you are enjoying the new ship. I hope it doesn't become a bad review ship like the other. Well, to be honest with you, Josh, everything that I've seen so far, I'm impressed. Now, again, like I was saying earlier, there are definitely some corners that they cut that might be coming back to bite them in the butt. However, if they listen to the guests, and they listen to the passengers, and they listen to the feedback that they're getting, and they improve, I think they have a really good chance to compete here. They have a really good chance to compete. And I was also sharing earlier, they have a plan to bring out 5 or 6 more Margaritaville ships. I'm not exactly sure what the ships are, but about 5 or 6 more ships by 2028. So that tells you that their forecast for their projections, they're projecting that, this company is on the up and up. And I feel like this Moss Islander, Josh, is a grown-up version of what Margaritaville always should have been. I think they started out with a training wheel ship like the Paradise. They found out that hey, let's put a little bit more money into this and start competing with some of the bigger cruise companies. And I mean, this is really a grown-up version of what Margaritaville should be. Now I'm looking forward to the 3rd ship. I'm looking forward to the 4th ship, and I'm going to be looking at the itineraries. I'm going to be looking at the sailings too, to be honest with you. But yeah, no, for me, I think the bad reviews, and they're not even bad, it's just improvement reviews. And if they listen to where they need to make improvements, thumbs up for me. But again, that's subject to my opinion. I know you're going to see so many different bloggers on here have so many different opinions, but also, like I was saying too, a lot of those bloggers, and not all of them that are on the ship, they have the bracelet. And again, if you get free things from companies, they're basically paying you for your opinion. So I'm not saying that all of the opinions that you're going to see on the ship aren't true, but I will tell you what is good and what is bad. This channel is run. So from me, ours almost a 4 out of 5 today to show you guys around this ship. Always be honest. We've always been that. We get great casino deals, but we never wanted free stuff to make a piece of 100%. Same thing. We are in the same mindset. I won't be paid for my opinion. It just doesn't matter what you give me for free, because I want to have the right to say, hey, this might need an improvement. Now, if it's something super negative, am I going to go like bash them? No, I'm not going to completely bash them. But if they need to make an improvement and it's bad, I'm going to tell you that it's bad, because I want to save you guys from having to experience it or having to do it or having to spend your money on it. I think that each of the influencers that I follow that are on 2-day medias and this inaugural selling have been completely honest, or rather no different from how they normally vlog. That's great. That's amazing. That's amazing. But I also feel like, Keisha, you follow some really good people too. So, you like me, you have that really good sense for people, and you have that really good, dar for people that are, have that really good energy. So again, there are some people out there that will, feel like they're paid for their opinions. But then there's also some that are like, hey, I'm going to say what I'm going to say. And if you take my blue bracelet away from me, so be it. I'll pay for my room. So it might have been that kind of mindset. And Keisha, I know that you follow some really good people. So hello, Marjorie. Welcome in, Marjorie. Cruise Control Beta, where you buy things, i.e. drink, dinners, drink packages.
Where we had to sign in. Remember when you went to the page?
Yeah.
You had to sign in. And they offer where you tried to buy the drink package.
Oh, yeah. Yes. So there are add-ons on the website. Yes, there are. However, with the drink package, so here's a really good example. Warmstrong bought the drink package for himself probably 2 weeks, 3 weeks before the cruise. I had not made the decision to buy the drink package for me until about 4 days from the cruise. However, he called Margaritaville at Sea, stood online for about 40 minutes. Awful. But he finally got the drink package, but they sold it to just him. So I went on the website. I'm thinking, I can add it on the website. I went to go add it on the website, and they were forcing me to buy 2, even though Warmstrong had 1. So now we would have 2 people in our cabin with 3 drink packages. No, we weren't doing that. So I called them. Luckily, I didn't have to wait that long, but I called them and I added on the drink package. I say, do you see my roommate actually has a drink package already added on? I would like to add a drink package and pay for it myself, my half, and just have 2 drink packages, because when I try to go online on the beta site, you're forcing me to buy 2 and we already have 1. Oh, yes, sir, I see that, blah, blah, blah. And then they just sold me 1. So the add-ons, again, if you look at the meat and potatoes of the website, the beta website, it's an old Costa, it's an old Carnival website. So if you've been on sailing on Carnival and you've been on the website for a long time, not within the last year, I'm talking about like 1990s, early 2000s, you might realize like, this website kind of looks familiar. Like the meat and potatoes, like, yes, they rebranded it, but you're like, wow, this is like the layout of Carnival. So yes, you can definitely add drink packages and dinners and things like that. But again, it's not as seamless as Carnival is, or as seamless as Royal is, or as seamless as NCL is. So there's a little bit more workarounds with adding things on. Can you do it? You can definitely do it, because you added the steakhouse online on the website, or you called?
No, No, I had it online. I had it on 49 something.
49 for one person. So that's only for him. So we only did it on for one person. That's great. Trellis for my garden cucumber. Didn't see it yet. Lisa says, good job, Keisha. Yes. Yes, Cruise Control is the website to log in on. You see sailings, your added documents, the upgrades, excursions, but there's no loyalty program, no sign up. You use your booking number and last name. That's it. 110%. There's no, diamond or platinum, there's no different levels. I think the levels on this ship is seeing people walk around with those blue bracelets, the, social media influencers. So there's no tiers on this. There's no points. There's no anything like that. Will they do it in the future? I believe they're definitely going to. You know, I think that they only have 2 ships right now, so I think they're really focusing on trying to make all of the inner things on the actual ship day to day work really well. I heard that they are continuing to work on the website, continuing to make it better, continuing to make it more user friendly. But again, that's kind of something that's not on the forefront for them right now. I think it's really kind of on the back burner that they're kind of working on in the background. So it's not the most user-friendly website. However, can you add some things and see your documents and print out? Yeah, you can. And of ships, it seems like vloggers just went on. Vloggers were just going on the other ship just to make it the worst cruise ship videos. 110%, because they knew, right? They saw the videos from last year. And my video wasn't the best. I told you guys what I thought. And, I think they saw the opportunity, like you said, Josh, to say, hey, we can go on this 2-day sailing and bash it and get in the algorithm with Margaritaville at Sea Islander while everybody's going on the Islander, and let's go bash the Paradise. Because I'm seeing new videos from the Paradise too, saying, oh, worst rated ship, thumbs down, would we ever go? Is it worth it? And my friend. Embroidered parrots, yes, I thought they were stains. I did. I thought they were stains. Andrew Crypto. Margaritaville is the most ghetto ever, a cruise line ever. Who would go there? Real improvements. They really are. How much is the drink package per day? The drink package per day is $59.99 a day. So very comparable to Carnival. And I didn't... I don't know why. I don't know why they haven't picked up on this yet, but it was actually the same amount of money to. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. It wasn't. I got a 10% discount for booking it on the beta site versus waiting. So mine was probably the $54.95 a day, where they wanted $59.99 a day if you did it a day of, or you did it at the kiosk at the port. They had a big kiosk that was, selling shore excursions and selling you drink packages right in the port area before you got to check on the ship. So another way for them to just grab revenue. Yeah, beta testing phase for sure. $59.99 is a little bit in debt. You can finally see they've come up for the time. They don't swipe your card. They don't even ask for anything. I got a few drinks yesterday. They didn't even ask for anything. They asked for nothing. They gave me the drink and they moved on to the next person. Half of them, they asked for my room number, right? And then they went over to a little list that had everybody's name on it with a little drink package, and then they ticked my name off and whoop, one. And last night when we finished, also too, let me see this. I'm only supposed to have one on here, but this little sticker here means you have the drink package. So I don't know. Last night when we ended the night, this strong drink I got from the casino bar, and lo and behold, the guy handed us a receipt, and me and Warmstrong were like, what is going on? The entire day, I have never been handed a receipt. I got like 8 drinks today. This is the first time I'm being handed. He said, oh, the system works sometimes and sometimes it doesn't. What? Like it works sometimes and sometimes it doesn't? And then I also said, well, I have the drink pack. He said, oh yeah, I know that. I said, well, why does my ticket say $14.50? Oh, it will be zeroed out at the end of the night. Zeroed out at the end of the night? And there's no app for me to go and check if you just charged me? And I got to go wait down on guest services to see if you charged me $15 for this 3-shot tequila? I don't know. But the other ones too, I'm like, how do you know what drink I'm on? I had 2 drinks from the Havana bar. I had one from the Atrium bar. I had one upstairs at the Landshark pub. I had one down. I'm like, do you guys all bring the list together every 45 minutes and combine them? Like, what? I don't know. I don't know. I have no answers for what $59.99 plus gratuities. Maybe if you're really heavily calculate 15 drinks, because that is the rule. You're supposed to get 15 drinks. But I honestly felt yesterday I could have probably drank 30 and nobody would have even known, and they wouldn't even taken one drinks card and charged this because they weren't even charging it anyway. So I'm like, I'm just so confused about what's going on. Orange Cone Vlog. Hello, Orange Cone. Welcome in. Welcome in. He says, oh yeah, I'm in excruciating pain. Well, we hope the pain goes away, my friend, for the day, and I hope you start to feel better. They said main cruiser in the room has the luggage tag and the boarding dock in their name. Was it like that for you? Yes, this is another great question. So yes, the boarding pass that I have and the luggage tag that I have has Bill's name on it. It does. However, when we got up to the check-in, I said, you know, my boarding pass that I printed out is the same as his. The boarding pass, and in their little iPad that they had, they opened it up and you saw Warnstrom's name and then you saw my name. So I've never been on a cruise where the person in the lead of the booking gets all of the documents and it's the same document for me and for my passenger. I've never experienced that because I believe last year on the Paradise, I got my own boarding pass and so did Brady. But I don't know. I got on the ship. Bill and I had the same boarding pass printed out. They only took one from us. They took our picture, they took our passport, took our photo and all that. And then right there at the desk, they gave us the card. They printed it out like right there. You don't have to wait until you get to your cabin and it's hanging on your cabin. Well, I don't like this. The bartenders are charging because I've been asked my room number and that's, they say they charge it right to your room. But if I drop this thing, which it doesn't have a hole, there's no lanyard, so I'm carrying around my wallet or I'm putting in my car. If I drop this thing and somebody that's not honest picks this up, they can go to 4130 and I don't like that. I don't like that. So I've been checking like nonstop. Where's my card? Where's my card? Where's my card? Yes, thank you, Josh. Let's see. All right. Yes, feel better. And he said, Denise, I was up till about an hour ago. Now I'm in pain. I just took Tylenol. Yes, we're hoping that the Tylenol kicks in, and we're glad that you don't do any of those other things. That's very good. Yes, everyone's saying also take care, Ross. All right, so we are at like an hour and 17 minutes. I will give you guys until about an hour and 20 if anybody has some last minute questions or last minute comments that they want to say, and then I am going to go and finish the rest of the C-Day vlog for you guys. So if you guys have any more questions, I would love to answer them about Margaritaville at Sea. Otherwise, I will definitely go back through this live stream. Lynn's had some great questions, and I would definitely love to make a video, follow-up video answering those questions that I didn't know. Again, I'm learning this ship just as much as you guys are, but again, I wanted to bring this Q&A kind of in real time for the knowledge that I already do have about the Paradise and the little knowledge that I do have about the Islander and some of the things that are kind of going on the ship. Overall, I really think that, I'm impressed by what they have done on the ship. But, some of the corners that they're cutting are kind of coming back to, rear their ugly faces. Cosmetic things about the ships, like the bathroom and the ceiling yesterday, as I told you, on the Lido deck that flew down and, and accidentally hit one of the people in our group. So, yeah. And I saw one of the railings, not the railings, but like one of the side railings kind of like taped to the wall today. So I put that in my vlog. So there are little cosmetic details that, they should really take a look into. Is there a cruise director? Yes, there is a cruise director. She comes on 2 or 3 times a day. She doesn't host everything. So there is also an assistant cruise director, which is probably just as vocal as the cruise director, and she also hosts a lot of the games and things like that. Venus, who is the assistant cruise director, was actually the cruise director on the Paradise when I went on the Paradise. So I think she took an assistant cruise director job to maybe get herself up to cruise director here. But I think the cruise director on our ship is called KJ or PJ or AJ or it's a girl. I think it's KJ. But yes, I saw her yesterday. It's also very kind of hard to tell the people that are kind of working on the ship. Yes, they all have their name tags, but there's no like uniform. Everybody's kind of either in a casual wear, especially the women. They're either in a sundress or, heels, something like that. And the guys are wearing Hawaiian shirts. And they're different patterns. It's not like one Hawaiian shirt like you would see at the Red Frog Tiki Bar where everybody's got that orange, tiki shirt on. No, they all got different Hawaiian shirts on, Jimmy Buffett shirts on. So I don't know if there's really like a uniform for anybody to wear as long as you're wearing your name tag. So the cruise director was dressed up like she was gonna lamp out by the pool yesterday. So she was definitely very vocal. She was dancing. She was, getting the crowd into it. But it's not as prominent as a, Kendall Fire on the Jubilee or Lee on the Celebration. People. I don't think people are technically going to sail on the Moss Islander because of KJ. And don't take any offense, Kendall. Same as it's not as influential as you would see on other ships that really showcase their cruise directors. She's a vital part. She's definitely a vital part. But ZJ, KJ, AJ, something like that. ZJ, and ZEEJAY, I think. Let's see. And Island Boy says, so is this the inaugural cruise? Technically, this is what they listed as the inaugural cruise, but there was a vloggers or a media cruise that had a 2-day sailing, and I knew a bunch of people that actually got themselves on that sailing. I've kind of mixed feelings about that because, we paid top dollar to be on this inaugural sailing and inaugural sailing is an inaugural sailing. However, it really is not really the inaugural sailing because they did that 2-day media sailing and there's tons of videos now out on the Islander. There's content coming out from people that were on that ship. They're continuing to be on the ship. There's a lot of them that did a back-to-back. So they paired it with the media and now they paired it with the 4-day and now they have a 6-day cruise. And I'm pretty sure most of the people that were invited to the vloggers cruise, I don't think it was a paid thing. I think it was more of like an invitation. Like if you're up there and you got the YouTube status or the TikTok status, you'll get I don't even know. Then probably they didn't have a bracelet because everybody was vloggers and they were all just vlogging the ship. But I also heard the Wi-Fi was horrible on that cruise. Even worse than it is on this cruise. And I mean, you could be expected, right? There's only so much bandwidth that a ship has. And then you have all these vloggers. So I think there was only 800 vloggers get on and they're all trying to vlog at the same time. I mean, come on. So the internet isn't the best, but it's definitely better than I'm assuming that it was on the 11th. But the inaugural cruise, yeah, it's technically listed as the inaugural cruise, but Warmstrong and I have some mixed feelings about that. I just, that wasn't, I don't know. I don't think they gave us the real inaugural sailing is what I'm trying to say. But it is. We got a bag, we got some koozies with the dates on it that say inaugural sailing. So yes, they sold it as an inaugural sailings. Yes, so I haven't found any of the wings yet. I haven't eaten any, but I did find them. They are at what they call Island Eats here. So I think that I would, or Tiki Eats. Tiki Grill. So they're at Tiki Grill. There is like a 6 or a 12-piece wing. I think I'll be trying them today because, I mean, I've tried all the wings on other ships. So, I mean, I think I'm becoming like wing boy now. So I will try the wings today at Island Eats and let you guys know how they are. I think it kind of resembles like Street Eats because it's a very small kind of island eatery and they have all the, tiki, decorations and things like that. So they kind of make you feel like you're eating wings on an island. I don't know. But yeah. Scrolls, actually, that is one of the things that I am going to look at right now. So luckily, last time that I was on the Miracle, Richard was able to show me where they keep the satellites. And if you saw my one of my vlogs, we went past and there was actually 12 Starlinks, 6 on one side, 6 on the other. So I'm actually going up to deck 10 after this to see how many satellites and or if there are Starlink internets, because I know what they look like and how many there are on each side. Because if there's 12 and the Wi-Fi is as this, or as it has been for some people. Also, Starlink wasn't really set up. Elon came out and said this. Starlink wasn't really set up for the masses quite yet, and it was kind of like forced and pushed on a cruise ship. So it wasn't 110% ready for the masses, even though they forced it to be ready for the masses. It's a little secret. But yeah, I will definitely check into the Starlink today. Knock on wood, the internet has been good enough for this live. It's at 1 hour and 24 minutes. So I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of the Saturday. I'm going to go out and get as much information on this ship as possible. Try as many different drinks, try as many different food eateries for you guys, and hopefully get them up as soon as possible. But I thank every single one of you for staying with me for 1.5 hours. I thank every single one of you for being as curious as you are, and cheers to a really good sea day. I will see you guys later. Look, bye-bye.